You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. This podcast is here to equip church leaders like you with clear, practical knowledge about insurance so you can protect your ministry with confidence. Pastor Jonathan leads a growing church in Austin. When he sat down with his elders to look at the budget, his head started spinning. The premiums on their insurance policy were one of the biggest expenses on the sheet, but he wasn't sure what all the different types of liability coverage actually meant, or if they were even necessary. He was worried about overpaying, but he also didn't want his church left exposed. Could a spilled cup of coffee in the fellowship hall really put them in the middle of a lawsuit? Could a board decision one day come back to bite them? Jonathan wanted clear answers before his meeting, and honestly, he's not alone. These are the same questions elders, finance committees, and pastors across Texas ask all the time. The truth is, liability insurance is not just a line item in your budget. It's what shields your church when accidents, allegations, or lawsuits come your way. Without it, a single event could derail your mission and drain your resources. The risks are real, and they go far beyond the obvious slip and fall scenario. Here are the main liability coverages Texas churches should understand. General liability. This is the foundation. It covers things like slips, falls, and damage to visitor property. At least $1 million in coverage is usually recommended. Pastoral liability, counseling, and spiritual guidance come with risks. This coverage protects pastors in the church when accusations of negligence or misconduct arise. Directors and officers liability protects your elders, board members, and leaders from legal costs if they're accused of mismanagement, poor decisions, or failing in their duties. Sexual abuse liability, a painful subject, but absolutely essential. It provides legal and financial protection if allegations of abuse ever surface. Cyber liability. If your church collects online donations or stores member data, this coverage helps in the event of a hack or data breach. Employment practices liability, EPLI, covers claims of discrimination, wrongful termination, or harassment related to church staff. Workers' compensation protects employees in the church if someone gets hurt on the job. Safety response team liability. If your church has a volunteer safety or security team, this protects them while they serve. Each of these plays a role in building a comprehensive shield around your people, your leadership, and your mission. Here's the key takeaway. No two churches are the same. A small town congregation won't need the same coverage as a large urban church with multiple ministries and staff. The right liability plan should fit your church's size, activities, and future plans. That's why working with an agent who specializes in Texas churches makes such a difference. If you're unsure what liability coverage your church actually needs, don't guess. Visit insurancefortexans.com to start a conversation with us today. And if you want to dig deeper into how to cut through the confusion and protect your church with confidence, grab a copy of my book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. I'm Ron Wadley, reminding you that protecting your church isn't just about avoiding lawsuits. It's about preserving the ministry God has entrusted to you.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.